office, and it's like, thank you, because I so appreciate all of my clients because I'm living the life I'm living because of their trust in me, and that is something to really be focused on. And so,
Definitely.
yeah. And another one that I do, like I mentioned, I plan my day. Like I really set the intention of what I'm going to get accomplished that day, because when I get sidetracked and I start spinning my wheels doing something that's not productive or not supportive in business, I can go back and be like, wait a minute, that's not on my list. Do I need to schedule it in later, or am I just spinning my wheels? And that helps ground me back into what needs to get done. But before, and this is the one I didn't share, before I write my list, I give myself kind of a daily mantra, and it's whatever I need to create. Like yesterday, I was feeling really stressed out about having so much stuff to do, all these things piling up. My calendar is full, and I'm like, how am I going to get all of this done? And so my mantra was, I am the master of my time.
You
And
are.
and so I wanted to remind myself, to give myself a written reminder that I am the master of the time. Sometimes my mantra is like, I am a badass. I am a money magnet, whatever. It's whatever I feel in the moment, but
Yeah.
it helps anchor my day in what it is I want to create.
Definitely. And part of what I do to anchor my day is I tend not to look at my calendar for the next day, believe it or not, until the night before, right
Mhm.
before bed, which is probably not healthy for most people, but it works for me. Like, in other words, it forces me, like, I do not know necessarily what's on the calendar for tomorrow
Mhm.
because I want to remind myself to focus on today and the clients that are on my calendar today and my clients that Voxer me today with questions, like stay in the moment. And the
Mhm.
other kind of anchor mantra I use and teach to my clients is don't think, just do.
Mm.
Because we can think our way through hours of not doing.
Yes.
And if we just do instead of thinking about doing, it's amazing. And then that goes back to that whole Mel Robbins tip of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can sit here and dwell on how many things I have to film YouTube videos today. I'm like, oh, when am I going to do that? So I look at my calendar and I go, okay, not only is it on my calendar, but is it on my calendar at a time that I'm going to be motivated to do it?
Right.
That's
Right.
the hard part for me. So I give myself some extra space and extra grace and remind myself that this is the long game. And if I don't
Mhm.
get to one thing today that's not an emergency, I still have tomorrow and it's not going to throw me that off, right? I'm reminding everyone on a regular basis because the markets are so busy. The coaching market's busy, the service providing market, the interior design market is busy. Everyone is crazed. It's the long game.
Yeah.
It's not just about today. It
Mhm.
is literally about the baby steps and the habits that we are creating today that are going to add up to big wins a
Mhm.
year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never thought that I would be where I am today,
Oh
6 years
gosh.
ago when I started coaching,
Right.
right? But
Yeah.
what did I do? I created the habits that anchor every single day.
Mhm.
I've modified and changed as I learn new things. I get tips from other people that I love, and
Mhm.
I just remind myself that stay in the moment today. Don't chase too many shiny objects, and if I do, leave it for the weekend. And focus on today, and then I anchor my day with a couple of healthy eating habits, movement habits,
Mhm.
right? And communication habits because we all need support from our friends and family also at
Mhm.
times.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in that personal, like you said, the personal aspect, there's those, like you said, good, healthy eating habits. Having a plan for your eating so you're not just grabbing the chips, I think is really important because when we grab the chips, it clutters our mind and messes us up. I also am a trained nutritionalist, so we could go all into depth on that.
Woo!
But no, so that's one of the things too, getting good sleep, meditating is always beneficial, although I don't do it every day.
Yes.
Journaling is a big one for me if I'm really feeling just overwhelmed or weighted down by stress, like journaling is the one thing that I can do. And it can even be just on a legal pad that you burn. Nobody needs to read it later.
Or on the journal I send my
Or in
clients.
a lovely journal. Yeah, like get it out and get clear and focused again. But I love one of the things that you said when you were like, I structure my day and my calendar, like like scheduling your YouTube videos at a time when you're going to be at your best and really strategically putting those things into the calendar. But I also strategically put white space in my calendar because
Absolutely.
there's always something unexpected that pops up that needs to be taken care of. And so I think that's really important, is giving ourselves time to deal with
Yes.
the unexpected.
And you know what's coming up for me as you're talking? Hi, Farah.
Hi, Sarah.
What I realize, well, there's two things that are coming up. One, anyone thinks who they're looking at someone and go, oh my God, that person has it all together all the time. Trust me, they don't. And they continually reinforce and relearn what they've learned 1,600 times before and done successfully, and then slipped out of the habit and then reminded themselves, well, that worked for me. Let me go back to doing it. So this constant reminding yourself to get back on track is normal.
It's totally normal. I am a trained life coach and nutritionalist, and yesterday I ate like crap and had a horrible day. I was angry and frustrated and yelling at drivers. I mean, it was a miserable day. Whatever. We all have those days. But I was like, at the end, I was like, okay, I'm done with that now. And
Yes.
tomorrow is going to be better. Tomorrow, I know what I need and I'm going to act on it.
And let's go back to knowing what you need. Because I had one of those days yesterday also, and part of me wants to go, was it a full moon yesterday? Because I even yelled at a friend, which I don't usually do, right? I'm like, I can't talk right now. Like, the thing was so stressful. But one of the things, oh God, I just lost my thought. Damn it. It was a good thought too. Oh, I know what it was.
Oh, good.
Okay. Really understanding and accepting yourself.
Yes.
Right. So, like, one of those things is, sometimes knowing your needs is what you said, and that's part of what triggered it. It's okay to say, no, I can't speak to you right now. I need alone time. I need my gratitude journal. I need to meditate
Mhm.
because I'm stressed. Or it's okay to say, I don't want to do something alone. I need to bring a friend along with me. Or the opposite.
Well,
I don't want you to come with me. I want to go alone.
right.
Right?
Right.
Knowing what you need at certain moments in time. I mean, some of my clients just leave me Voxer messages and literally will say, I just needed to brain dump. You don't need to answer. And that's okay because I'm their person for that situation, right? I'm the person they want to tell. You need to really be okay with having needs.
And it's okay to say, I need to be alone, or I need to schedule things out, or I need to not help with that. Because I mean,
Right.
sometimes we have those energy vampires that are always needy and demanding, and it's okay to not respond to them or to not even read their text messages or listen to their voicemail right away. It's okay to protect yourself. And I think it's vital that we protect ourselves first, because that's when we get the energy to give what we want to give to those in our lives.
Right. But we were raised in a generation, at least for me, I was raised where I had to be overly responsive. And that
I
is the way
completely selfless.
what?
Mhm. I had to be completely selfless. Like everything was everybody else. And if I ever said, well, but I want this, well, you're just being selfish. I mean, it really was that message, even though my mom was not harsh like that. But
Right.
that was the constant message of give, give, give to the point of depletion, and then try and figure out how to give more.
Yes, I mean, I think especially as women, and I know there are men in the groups, or I'm broadcasting on LinkedIn and YouTube as well. Some men have this message too, but it seems to be more prevalent in women that we put ourselves last, and we don't create the habits that anchor our day. We let the habits of other people monopolize our day and take over our day, and that
Hijack our day completely.
hijack. That's a good word. That is a good word. And it's just vital that we don't let that happen and we continue to pull it back and get those habits. So I agree that journaling,
Mhm.
um, meditation, 2 standards for me every
Mhm.
single day, never miss. Also, trying to eat right every day, or making sure I have enough of a balance in my eating, and making sure I have some white space in my calendar to give me that air. And now I think at 56, almost 57, I'm finally like, you know what? It's okay that I don't like to do that. It's okay that I don't want to do that. It's constantly reminding myself and reminding all of you that your needs are, you're allowed to make them come first. Obviously, if you have little kids and young kids, those needs do come over yours. So you have to get really creative.
Right.
Remember when you had young kids, right? It's hard. You got to get really creative about getting your me time and your
Mhm.
rejuvenation time. But
Yep.
it's important to put these habits into every single day, because over a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, it really adds up.
Well, and even with little kids, one of the things I remember when my kids were younger is that as they got older and self-sufficient, the habit of taking care of all of their needs was still very much anchored in me. And I had to like really step back and make myself say, but it's important for them to see me take care of me. So when they're an adult, they will take care of me. So as they became more self-sufficient, I had to force myself to step back more and put myself a little bit more to the forefront when they did, so that they could see that that was okay. Because that was, I think, the big lesson as a child I learned is my mom was also very selfless, and she gave to everybody first and depleted herself to exhaustion. And so I thought I have to be that too. And I wanted my kids to see that they could put their needs first.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
You're training adults, not children. You're
Right.
raising adults, not raising children, right? I always made that
Yeah.
distinction. I wasn't a big baby talker, oh, yeah, I always spoke to my kids like I speak to everyone else from
Right.
a young age, because I thought to
Mhm.
myself, I'm raising them to be adults, and I want them to know also,
Yeah.
like what you're saying, that self-care is important. And honestly, my kids' generation, they're much better at self-care than our
I
generation.
agree. I agree. Like my kids, they are so good at it, and it's natural to put themselves first immediately. It throws me off a little bit because
Me
it's
too.
so different than what I have known, but I also love and embrace that they can say, "No, I need to take care of me for a minute."
It's actually very impressive while we're fighting what we were raised to say, like, "Wait, is that selfish?" No, it's actually self
Care.
preservation and
Yeah.
self-care, right? And in my daughter's words, which I loved one day, she's like, "What is more important than self-care, mom?" And I'm like, I think you're right. Like, I really can't respond, right? So it's like, okay, I love when my children teach me things, which is practically every day.
Yeah.
So make sure that you are thinking about even if it's one, two, or three small 5-minute habits that can anchor your day, like brushing your teeth and going for a walk, or things, or having your coffee. What else can you add to your day that's going to
Mhm.
enhance your day? Start it off right and calm, with gratitude and appreciation for what you do have, so that you can ride through the difficult clients and the difficult family personal situations and all that goes on in your life. It's a lot. It's a lot
Mhm.
all
It
the
is a lot. Yeah.
time. So protect yourself, have habits that protect your psychological health and your physical health, and everything else gets easier when you have that.
Yeah. Absolutely, hands down.
Okay, and remember, I think confidence is a brand that sells. You actually will have more confidence in yourself if you're setting these habits that anchor your day and you're actually accomplishing them every day. That's what gives you confidence.
Mhm.
Setting
Mhm.
a habit or a goal for yourself and actually following through is what
Mhm.
will make you count on yourself every time.
Well, and it's amazing. We think, "Oh god, I don't have time to meditate. I don't have time to journal. I don't have time to do all this." But you create more time in your day when you take care of yourself first. Everything flows that much easier. Your brain is much more responsive, and I mean, this is scientific fact. There's studies out here. You
Yes.
can respond more easily, you get more done, and you spend less time working when you start off with these habits, anchoring your day in a positive way that supports you. I mean, hands down, you're gonna make time for yourself.
Absolutely. All right. So that's our discussion for today. I hope it
Yeah.
helps somebody to look at your habits, put a few more in place, or put back the ones that have slipped because we
Yeah.
all slip and
Oh, we
it's
all slip.
okay. Right. So put them back to make the rest of your day go better. So I hope that helps somebody today. And Teresa and I will see you next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, Website Wednesday.
Website Wednesday. I can't wait. All right, everyone. Have a great time today. Stay positive. Stay happy, and with gratitude, realize how much you actually have, even when things are difficult. To the point.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.